All right, let us get started. Okay, so today we're going to be today we're going to be doing a small like web scraping, I guess, tutorial kind of thing where I will be web scraping the comments off of an Instagram post. So my girlfriend actually runs a business called Ray of Vintage, where what she does is she like makes this like really cool vintage jewelry and then sells it to people. And she is running a giveaway where let's see where it is. Oof, slow to load. She's running a giveaway basically where if you comment over here and then you don't duplicate and you comment and you tag two people and you don't duplicate, that's one entry into the contest. So two people per comment. And basically what she needs me to do is retrieve all 400 something comments off of this page, put it into a table. That way we can randomly pick one and see who the winner is. So I have already downloaded the HTML over here, and I'll have another video where I actually talk about like the process of getting the HTML because in web scraping there's kind of like two parts to it. There's like the part where you actually like get the data off the internet, and then there is the part where you actually start parsing the data. So what we're going to be doing more is like web parsing now, where we're going to parse out our data. And I have the comment section up in case anyone is interested. So if you want to leave me a comment, let me know. So for anyone just joining, my name is Shashank, and I'm a data analyst working in Seattle, Washington. I work for a major North American fashion retailer. On a daily basis, I do a lot of coding, a lot of querying, build out dashboards, and I have a YouTube channel where I teach people how to become a data analyst. So let's go ahead and import. Oh wait, no, from, and I always forget the syntax for this. So what you want to do is when you when you web script, so we're going to be using Python, and within Python, we're going to be using Beautiful Soup. So I do a lot of web scraping, and I still like just don't remember how like the there we go. All right. So let's go ahead and bring in Beautiful Soup HTML. Oh, okay, yeah, well, we don't need this yet. And feel free to leave some comments if you have like questions and stuff. I have the live chat available on my phone. That way I can see what y'all are saying. So what we're doing over here is we're going to be using Beautiful Soup in order to scrape the comments off of an Instagram page. So what happens is I've already downloaded this HTML over here that has like all 400 something comments available. That way we can scrape all the comments off of it. So let's go ahead and import Beautiful Soup. So Beautiful Soup is a library that allows you to parse HTML, which is like the language everything is written in on the web. And like all of the text data on the web page is saved as HTML. So you should be able to get it from there. Next, we're going to do with open. Ugh, keep forgetting that. There we go. I'm constantly forgetting the syntax for this. So with open, you want to use a with statement in Python whenever you can for this kind of stuff, because what happens is it'll open up the file stream and then it'll close it too, because whenever you open a file stream, you have to close it as well. So with open, and then let's go ahead and get a file path here. So import OS. OS just gives you a bunch of like OS functions that you can use. pwd equals os.getCwd. So present working directory equals os.getCurrent working directory. And then file path equals, and I'll explain why I'm doing this in a second, os.path.join, pwd, and let us rename this. We will call this scrape.html. I don't want to type in that much stuff. All right, so the reason we did this over here is because, so what happens is I always make sure that my scripts know exactly where they are in the computer, because if I move around stuff by myself, then I've had occasions where like a script will think it's somewhere else and then won't be able to actually open up files. So I always do it like this. And if you do, so this gets the current working directory, which is, somewhere on my computer. And then what I do over here is by doing os.path.join, it combines the current working directory and the name of the file I want to open. And we want to do it this way instead of writing it out manually, because Windows computers and Mac computers both handle directories differently. Windows computers use double backslashes, and Macs and Linuxes use a single /. So doing it like this makes it OS agnostic. This will work on a Windows computer as well as it works on my Mac. Okay, so now we want to open file path. Okay, cool. So what we've done, we've imported Beautiful Soup. We have opened up this file over here, which is an HTML file. Let me open it up for you guys and show you what it actually looks like. So what is an HTML file? It basically is just a file with all of the data from a web page. So you'll see over here, let me show you. You see these comments we have over here? Where someone like will, like their username, they'll comment, or their username will show up in the comment, and then they'll have like, whoops, two tags over here. So that's what we're seeing over here. You see this is a username, and these are tags over here. So this is all we need in order to scrape our data. So what we're going to do now is I want a couple of pieces of information. I want a new row for every comment, and I want the comment on a separate line, on a separate column, and the username on a different column. So I'm going to hit function F12, bring up the inspector, and let's take a look at this one over here. Okay, so it looks like in order to get this text over here, I want the Zozo Sana Ahmed text over here. In order to get to it, I need to bring in this class over here. So I double clicked and I'm gonna copy that, and let's see what it's actually called. So it looks like I need to put wherever you see these spaces, it looks like I actually just put a dot in between that. If you see on the, I can't like go off it, but if you see like where on the left hand side of my screen where it says a.spqop, that's what I'm gonna be pulling. So let's go ahead and pull that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm kind of like, jumping all over the place. Okay, so this is, okay, cool. So we got our soup over here. So soup, so we parsed out our HTML. So I think it's a soup.find underscore all, and then it's like class underscore equals, and I think I can do that. And I think that should give me the results I'm looking for. Okay, so we don't have anything there. And by no means am I a web scraping expert. I just kind of like figured it out as I go along. Let's see what our problem is here. You know what? Let's try this. This might be a little bit easier to pull. Okay, so that itself didn't pull anything. There we go. Okay, looks like we got something now. So what this returns is this should return a list. Yeah, there we go. See? Here, these are usernames. Yeah, those look like usernames. And this is how web scraping, at least in my experience, really works. You're kind of like, it's kind of like you're a detective, and you're like, just like prodding at different areas to see where you can actually get the data you need. Cool. So I think what this returns is this returned a list of every single class or every single item that is in these classes over here. So if it's a list, let me see if I can get to the first item. Okay. Okay, so yes, the first item would be, so Rhea Vintage is my girlfriend's Instagram page. So like the first quote unquote comment is actually going to be hers. So what we actually want to do is we want to go to the first, no, that would be her herself. So maybe 2. Let's go to like 10. There we go. Okay, so now we have someone who would be like a legitimate commenter in this situation. So in that case, you know what? Let me go ahead and see if I can get that lower class, because it looks like I'm only getting the usernames over here. Okay, so function F12. Oh, whoops. Function F12. C4VMK. This is what I want. This is what Instagram tags as their comments. And again, feel free to leave some comments if you guys have any questions. It really helps me like direct what I say in the stream. Otherwise, I'm just gonna like kind of just say whatever I want. But if you guys have any questions and stuff, then like commenting is a great way to let me know that you are interested. Okay, cool. So that looks like that pulled all of the comments. Those look like comments. So let's go ahead and let's look at the 11th comment. Okay, cool. So I see Yep, that's someone's username right there. Let's see if I can actually get their comment out of this. I think this is a comment over here. So that's the username. So what happens if I type in .text here? What do I get? Ah, okay. So this first one is the username. This is one part of their comment. This is the second part of their comment, but it's not exactly what we're looking for. We need to split it up a little bit better. So I think, okay, so this is the comment over here. So .find. And the next class we want to find is the actual username itself. And I think the username we want to find, the username class will be this over here. So let me go back a little bit. I think that's this. So class equals that. Okay. And as you guys can see, you see the brackets over here. This is a list. So let's go get the first item in that list. Okay. There we go. That's our text. So if I type in .text, that's it. That's our username. So now what I can do is I can go ahead and Control C this, Control V it, and I can say, let's see, for I in, so for I in that list, print I dot, yep, and here we go. Those are just a bunch of usernames right there. So we just scraped a bunch of usernames from our thing. One thing is I wish I knew how long that was. Okay, so let's do it like this. So usernames.append. Let's go ahead and add this to a list. That way we can see the length of it. Oh, whoops. Okay, so usernames is that list over there. So let's see how long that is. 582, okay. I think it's a bit high, actually. 591, so we're missing about 9 of them. And we're gonna have to figure out what those are. Yo, Simon. Welcome. More participation is always better. Okay, so we're missing a couple of usernames. We'll come back to that in a minute. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about that quite yet. Ah, okay, Mark, great question. Okay, so that's kind of where I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. Sometimes you want to separate out, or you want to separate the act of actually getting the HTML and actually parsing the HTML. In this video, we're going to be focusing on parsing the HTML. Literally, what I did though, for this thing, because I needed to get it done quickly, is I just manually scrolled. I just like scrolled to the bottom and then clicked on the plus button until I got the entire text that I needed. Um, so you'll see it doesn't go any further than, yep, that's the bottom right there. And there was only like 500 comments, so it was like very much something I could do. Hey, Pedro. Welcome. Okay, so we have our usernames over there. Now let's get our comments. So we'll comment that out and let's see what we get. Okay, so the username was this weirdo class over here, the JV, whatever. Or no, that was this one over here. And the actual comment would probably come after that. I think this is the comment class. So let's pull that. So I'm going to replace this text over here. Okay, so that's not it. I wonder what happens if I just do... Hey, Kirtana. Okay, yes, so when I use Selenium or Puppeteer or BS4, okay, so I'm using... So Beautiful Soup 4 is used to actually parse out the data. Selenium is used to get the data because you can like manipulate a Chromium browser in order to get it. And I'll have a stream where I do that at 1.2. And I'm not sure. I've never used Puppeteer, but I'll look into it. I've never used it myself, though. I'm curious, though, what happens if I just, like... whoops. And then, Kirtana, you asked a good question. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're scraping all the comments off of Instagram. Um, yeah, we're scraping the comments off of an Instagram post. So I've already pulled down the HTML, and then now I use Beautiful Soup 4 to open the file, this one over here, which I already downloaded. And now I've pulled all the usernames for the comments, but now I need the actual comment itself. So let us see what we got. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I need to like see all the classes more easily. So for I in this, print I, let's see what we get. Oh, print, okay, so print I, print, because I just need an easier way to see this. Like I visually can't see it myself. There we go. Okay, good. So I use this over here to just like give a space between every class. So now I just iterated through every single class. Yo, Aditya, welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining, man. I love the support. It's always awesome to see you guys support my work. All right, so what do we have here? We have so the class I want. I guess I want the class called not translate. So this is the username. Yeah, I guess I want this class then. All right, so yeah, I guess let's do that in that case. So we'll go ahead and take this over here, put it in a new tab. Excuse me. Okay, so class underscore equals no translate, not translate. Oh, dot text. Ah, okay, sorry. It needs to be I dot text. Interesting. Okay, wait. So let's see what we even get out of this. How many concepts and functions do I need to learn for data analytics? I'd recommend Python SQL and a BI tool of some kind. Oh, okay, cool. So I think interesting. Okay, so I mean, I think that's a comment right there. But what if someone like has like text or something? Well, most people don't have text here; they're just commenting to enter the contest. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's So we'll say comments equals, and we'll give an empty list. No translate corrected. So Fahad, you mentioned something. I'm not exactly sure what you are talking about. Let's boost this. Okay. I wonder if I can. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. So comments. So for I in, and then we can probably copy the same thing we did up here. So for I in, this is the class for comments. So for I in that, I dot check line 36 typo. Oh, there we go. Thank you guys so much. Wow. Okay, okay, okay. This is why we have you guys there. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Perfect. Leave a little note for you guys. Oh, and Sarthak too. There we go. Okay. Oh, good idea, Shubham. There we go. Is that better? So I dot find all no translate. Okay, so what do I want to do over here? So yeah, I probably can't do that. So Aditya, actually, I have my Tableau course, which is pretty useful, but I can probably do something on Power BI. So I can't do this quite yet. Okay, so now we have our. Thanks so much, Joshua. Okay, so for I in soup.findAll class C4VMK. Okay, so now this will give us a list. So thank you so much, Aditya. Yeah, I'm really glad the SQL one was useful for you. Okay, so blank list equals that for I or for X in blank list dot append X dot text, and then comments dot append blank list. I think that should work. So now we should have comments. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and see how long this is. 582. Okay, perfect. I think that was the length of this too. Yep. Okay, cool. So, okay. That's a good idea, Fernanda. I think I will definitely do that. That'll be a future video of mine. Okay, so now let's do import pandas as PD, and then pd.data frame, and then we make a dictionary. So data equals username is usernames, and then cool. Perfect. Okay, so okay. So that actually makes sense because if you guys remember, her first comment was actually didn't have any usernames inside them. They just had the. Let's see if I can show it. Yeah, see. So her first comment didn't have any usernames inside it. So the fact that we didn't even get anything is awesome. No, you're not, Prathamesh. Well, thank you so much for joining. I'll do a quick overview of what we've done so far. So my girlfriend runs this awesome jewelry business where she sells amazing vintage jewelry at really good prices. So it's at Rhea Vintage. That's the Instagram username you want to go to. And what she's doing today, she's running a contest basically where if you comment and tag two people inside your comment, you will be entered into for a chance to win a free piece of jewelry from her. And so what I'm doing is I'm scraping all of the comments. That way we can put it inside an Excel spreadsheet and actually run the contest. So I pulled all this data manually and I put it into an HTML file over here. And then now we're using Python's beautiful soup in order to parse out the data. And that's kind of what I'm showing people over here. How do you parse out data? Um, so what we've done is we've now created this data frame over here, and we can call this export underscore data equals pd.dataframe, and then we'll do export data dot to underscore csv, and we'll just say present working directory plus, or we'll say, I just want to save it as export dot csv. So let's see what we get. All right, so what do we have here? Yep, so that's about it. That is, yeah, so what I can even do now, I can even like, so this is for anyone watching who maybe have like, hey, who may have actually been in the contest, like this isn't me actually running it, I'm just showing people how it actually works. Like one way I could run it is 1 to 582, I think. 581, actually. So 513, and then we could say, okay, so for example, she may be the winner, you know? But this is just me showing how the contest would actually work. Um, yeah, and for example, say we'd like pick this person over here, this wouldn't count because that's not an entry over there. There's no usernames attached there. But this one, and this one are all like appropriate usernames for them to use. But that's about it, guys. Like, like that's what we did. We just pulled all the data from Instagram. We parsed it out. Any questions or concerns? I'll stay on for a second if anyone had any questions. Otherwise, that's really about it. I can probably log off now. But yeah, of course, Prathamesh. Any that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to like show people how you can do stuff using Python. It's a pretty crazy language, like all the stuff you can do. And be sure to follow Rhea Vintage. Even if you're not looking to buy anything, there's like a lot of great stuff over there. Thank you so much, Love89. Yes, I could actually. That's a good idea. So let's do that. Export underscore data. So Prathamesh, oh, thank you so much, Justin. So Prathamesh, actually, I don't just enter a URL. So what I actually did is I went to this web page over here, right? And I'll actually show you what I did. So I clicked on it. Whoops. And then I literally did this. So the good thing is that there was and I have an automated way of doing this, um, but I didn't implement it this time because the automated way can be a little bit annoying. And the second Instagram changes anything, then the automated way breaks. So that's why I just did this manually. But maybe next week I'm gonna like show you guys how to like do this like in an automated fashion. You would use something like Selenium to actually do it in an automated fashion. How did you scrape the data? Oh, okay. So yeah, I did this, right? Pedro, and then right click, save as, and then web page complete. And then that's where it saves it to this folder over here. Naman Kanwar. Oh, so maybe a filter to remove repeated tags. Yes, that would actually be something to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that stuff. So we'll say number of tags equals, and then it'll basically be oh, you know what? Okay, so we're gonna have to do like a mapping function. Yeah, of course, Kevy. Okay, so export data dot no comment dot map, and we're going to do a lambda function. And let me know if any of this doesn't make any sense, and I'll try and explain it as best I can. Dot map lambda x len x. And yep, there you go. See, so I forgot who mentioned it. Someone said, that's a good point, Naman. So yeah, let's go ahead and deal with that. Yeah, so Joshua Edwards, you mentioned like filtering down to people who like tagged at least 2. So now you see if you have 2 tags, it shows up as 2 over here. If you don't have any tags, it shows up as 0. And if you only have 1, it shows up as 1. So so that's useful. So good thing we added that in there. Okay. So, okay, Naman, you bring up a very interesting problem over here. We need to make sure that people don't multi-tag. So basically, like, so for example, like let's take this person over here, right? Let's say she tagged this person over here twice. We need to make sure she doesn't do that. And actually, I know her personally. She's super nice. She would never do that. But let us see what we're doing here. Okay, so what I think what we'd have to do is we'd have to create a list of every username per user. So, for example, like every one of these people, we need to append this data over here. So let's try for one person. Then, no, sorry, man, I don't speak any Hindi at all. My girlfriend does though, but I don't. My family is actually from Tamil Nadu, so like I understand Tamil and Telugu. Okay, so let's go ahead and do export underscore data, and let's like filter this. Export underscore data username equals. So Pedro, I don't know if that would work. For example, like say this person over here, right, only duplicated this name, right, but not another one. So that's why I'm not sure if drop duplicate would actually work. Um, but I think it's a good suggestion. But let me know if like given the problem I just described, if it would still work. Welcome, Lucid. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so let's say. Okay, so we have this one person over here. So I'm not too sure how to check that. I'm not sure how to get a follower list on Instagram yet, but I think that's a good idea for like an expansion to this. Oh, good stuff. Welcome, Kirtana. Nice to know. Explain in a few words how images are scraped. I actually am not 100% sure, but I know if you're interested, if you want to like train a Google has like an image library to like actually like pull in all that information. Okay, so how about this? So I think here it is. Okay, so for I in So for I in export data username, okay. Comment. For X in I, list of usernames. Oh, actually, I don't even have to do it like that. List of usernames plus I. So I think I can just do it like that. And then, oh, whoops. There we go. Okay, cool. That's actually a good question, Lucid Lessons. I guarantee you there is a library for that in R. I'm just not familiar enough with R to tell you. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So, check. Okay, so Python checklist for duplicate. So a dot. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's a couple things we need to do. Okay, so there's a couple of things we need to do over here. So unique usernames equals export data username dot unique. I think it's just there we go. Okay, so for I in unique usernames for X in, and this is how we filter per username for X and I actually. For I unique usernames for X and export data, username, comment, okay. So now we're at this step over here. List of username, okay. So what we need to do is we need to, so Prathamesh, do we disqualify a person with multiple entries? So no, the only thing you can't do is you can't duplicate a tag. So you can't tag person A twice and make that two different entries. Then someone's disqualified. But you can enter as many times as you want as long as you're tagging unique people. So lucid lesson, okay, you might want to check how many usernames are repeating using a frequency distribution table. Interesting. I think that would actually be a really good analysis to see if like for example, like if this person gets tagged over and over again by different people. You have an extra bracket after I in the second loop. I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't think I do. So lucid lessons, the end goal over here is basically to pick someone who who follows certain qualifications to win the contest. So what we're trying to do currently is we're trying to make sure that one person hasn't tagged the same person in different comments to get themselves multiple entries. It's actually something that Naman brought up. That's like a very fair thing to think about. Exactly, exactly. Okay, so now we can bring this in. For X and export data, extra data username equals I, comment, list of username comments plus, okay, equals I. Do you give credit to the number of tags a person tags a unique user? Justin, could you reword your question a little bit? I'm a little bit confused as to what it means. Okay, and then this is where we bring in this over here. So now we're going to create a set, which will remove all duplicates. Okay, and then we'll see. Yeah, it's probably hard to like watch someone else code at the same time, so no problem, Nazretin. Okay, so list of username comments for X and export. Okay, so we'll have our, okay, so then a set equals, so this is what I want to make it unique. And then we'll call this 1, 2, 3, 4 set. So if that's the case, users bad entries dot append. Yeah, so Prathamesh, I think that's a good idea for today because I have to get this done before 1 p.m. So you notice over here we're running out of time. We're not going to do it today, but I think that would actually be a unique thing to add in the future. So for append I. So now let us see if we have any bad entries. Usually people are pretty good about not doing that. Okay, so, okay. Interesting. So each entry is actually a comment. So a comment is considered an entry. So if you tag 30 people in one comment, that's one entry. But if you tag 30 people in 15 different comments, that's 15 entries. So you'd want to do it that way. Interesting. Okay, so let's see what the issue is here. There's something wrong with our code because there's no way this many people did that. Especially like I know some of these people, like they know the rules of the contest, they wouldn't have done that. So there's something wrong with our code. Okay, so for I in unique usernames, list of username comments equals blank. Okay, for X and export data username. Okay. Yeah, sounds interesting. I didn't even know they had webhooks for Instagram stories. Oh yeah, you're right. We're almost dead. Okay, let's see what this person did then. So there's something wrong with our logic because there's nothing that she did that was incorrect at all. So okay, for X and username. Okay, so this goes to the usernames. Yeah, okay. Get the comment. Oh, maybe this is a problem. Ah, okay. So that's actually not dot two. Can I do that? So I think, okay, so X equals that. X plus. Hey, Lippy. And then let's see what it. Oh, shoot. I really do need to charge it. Okay. Let us go inside and charge then. Where are we? Where did I put my charger? Oh, it'll be ready, by the way. All right, let's see what we got. All right, let us go ahead and add flatten list of lists. Ugh, seems like too much work, honestly. All right. You know what? I think so. We'll probably run this the way we normally do, which is just pull the name and then check it manually. So that's probably what I'm going to do for this instance. And then I'll probably come on later and then we can work on making this a little bit more complicated. I am running on a bit of a deadline right now. So I think that's about all I'm going to do for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I know this is like kind of like, I just decided to stream it because I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm coding and like it's totally cool. But thank you guys so much for joining and thank you for all the support and everything. If you really want to support my work, I have a Patreon that I have linked in like my other videos. I'll probably link it to this one too. Um, and if you have any questions or concerns, please let me know that, or please let me know if, or like in the comment section, I can go ahead and answer them later. But thank you guys so much for your time, and I hope you have a great day.